Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me for the April of 2017 Taroscope with Animal Totem. As always, we'll be using both decks of my creation, including the Rock and Roll Tarot deck for the Tarot Spread General Reading, and then we will use the Animal Totem deck that I also created for your monthly Animal Totem. If you're interested in specifically a love reading, I do have the love readings available on Vimeo on demand. You can find the links below or above in the eye in the sky. This month of April, the deck we'll be using is the Aquarian Tarot. That will be the deck that's used for the paid Lots of Love reading, which is actually 2 readings in one. You get 2 for $2 and some change. So if you want to check that out, please do. Be sure to check out my website to find out how to get a reading from me, as well as these decks and books and everything I offer. Please stay tuned for the information on how the readings work. And without further ado, on to April's reading. First of all, I want you to take time to gaze upon each card. There are messages in the image and text. Pause the video if you have to, because the words will shift and change to reveal a message that is just for you. This is Empowerment Tarot. I'm not here to tell you how to lead your life, and no one should. Trust your own intuition and allow your guides and angels to speak directly to you. If this reading does not resonate with you, be sure to check your rising and moon sign for further insights and illuminations. Finally, as to the court cards, which represent the people in the spread. Because this is a general reading for so many people, the court cards will not be gender specific. So even though I may refer to a queen as a female, as she is represented on the card, it really could be anybody in these general readings. So now, without further ado, on to the reading. Hi Libra, thanks for joining me for the April 2017. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 16. Free general readings for YouTube. I'm recording now. This is for Libra. There's going to be an event I have to let you know about. Let me get these cards out for you guys. But there is an event in astrological. I was trying to say astronomy and astrologically at the same time. Well, this Justice card is showing up a lot, and that Devil card was in the last reading too, I think. But before I forget, I want to make sure that there's going to be your one and only full moon is in this month. And it's going to be on the 11th of April, and we have our full moon in Libra. You get one new moon a year. It's usually right around your birthday time, and then you get one full moon a year, and that's usually right around your 6 months later. It's in your opposite sign, which Aries, we're in Aries for the majority of the month, and that is your opposite sign. Okay, let's get into it. Well, Justice is a central card. Justice is showing up for a lot of people. You know what I did? I haven't thought of this far, but I thought of for you. Maybe you're going to get a nice tax return, because Justice sometimes talks about the government and things like that, so maybe you're going to get a nice tax return or something like that. But usually Justice has to do with some kind of legal thing. That's the number one meaning of the Justice card, especially when it shows by 10 of Pentacles right next to it. Some of you are going to come into some nice money through some kind of legal thing. You might sell a house, you might win a court case, you might sign a contract for a big job or some work or something like that. It looks very favorable. As in one of the other readings, whenever you have the Hermit with the Justice card, the Hermit is the wise counsel. So the Hermit could be your lawyer, or you definitely want to get some kind of an advice or get some counsel on this, no matter what it is. So maybe if it's a real estate deal, you might want to talk to a realtor, or it doesn't always have to be a lawyer necessarily. It would very much depend on whatever you're looking into here, whatever this Justice thing is about. Justice, too, can just be justice will be done. Karmatic justice. The number 14 on Temperance is standing out to me very strong here, too. So, well, 4/11 is the date of that full moon. That's a 4 and a 1 and a 1, and this is a 1 and a 4. So that might be the message. But maybe the 14th has to do with it. Or maybe this is something that's been going on for 14 months, 14M. Maybe we're talking about $14 million for somebody out there. 14M meaning 14 million. But of course that wouldn't be for everybody. But that 14 is really standing out to me. Let's get into this too. With Temperance being there, that always means that there's some higher forces that have helped put this deal together for you. Like, it's not just all done on the Earth planet. There's higher realms that have helped put this together and made this all happen here. When these two show together too, it can mean ask and receiving the answer. praying and asking for guidance, and then angelic or higher forces coming in and giving you either the guidance or bringing in like a miracle, like making the miracle happen, or bringing, you know, helping you out from the higher planes. News is coming. Now it says news is coming. All the young dudes carry the news. The other thing though, it could be an air, and we might be talking about that full moon again. So you might get that new message on the full moon around that 11th, or maybe 11th to the 14th, somewhere in that range. All the young dudes carry the news. This indicates something with air sign, and since we're having that Libra moon, it could be right around that time. There's some sort of offer coming, and I feel like you're not skeptical at all. You're ready to jump on it, and you're ready to take it. You don't have to ask me twice. That's what I'm hearing. You don't have to ask me twice. Like this isn't anything that you're skeptical or debating about or anything of the sort. This is something that you're like, yeah, I'm ready to do this for sure. King of Rods seems to be involved in a favorable way or favorable manner. King of Rods is probably a fire sign person, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Also could be occurring in the time of fire, and we're going to be in Aries up until the 19th. So for a lot of the month, sorry, I just need a quick drink of water. For a lot of the month, we will be in the sign of fire. We will be in Aries. So it could be happening in the time of Aries, and that falls right in line with the the timing of the reading. You have two angelic cards here, two biggies. I mean, you've got Star, and you've got, is this a Star? And you've got Temperance. So there's angelic forces that are really working for you and trying to help you. This could be your guides and angels too. Sometimes the Hermit is your guide, your spirit guide or something. So there's these higher spiritual forces or beings, whatever you are, feel like you're in touch with, or whatever you relate to, and they're around, and they're coming in to help you. Now, this was in another reading too, the Devil, which isn't a great card. It's about being in bondage. Sometimes it can be somebody going to jail, or maybe it's somebody getting out of jail. If it's somebody that you love that's been in jail, they might get out. If it's somebody that you want to see put in jail, that might happen too. But when this is together with Justice, it feels like it's legally binding. I said that in one of the other readings too. So it might be legally binding, but again, maybe it's not a bad thing that it's legally binding. Maybe this legally binding thing is going to kind of set you up, especially with all these angelic forces around and that Ten of Pentacles. So maybe legally binding is good. Maybe you want it to be legally binding. Therefore, you're going to, reap the benefits. You have like what do you call that? Like rock solid. That's not what I was trying to. That's not the terminology I was trying to pull out. But where a contract is ironclad, like ironclad, because these are it could be an ironclad. I'm wearing my slave bracelet too, so it's kind of like that. The Devil has that. You can't see it so well, but they're in chains, and they have chains and stuff, and ironclad. That's definitely the phrase or the word that I was trying to get out here. Okay, so what is going to be? I just noticed something on this Justice card. It looks like the other part of the bench is missing. I'm making notes on this deck of little things that I want to change. Let me see if I can find it. I just want to find it before I forget, because I got so many darn things going on here. By the time I finish, that's why I started looking up the readings too, because the chair on the right, parentheses. Because I'll try to do the lyrics later, and I totally forget about it. I do 12 readings right in a row practically, and you just forget about it. But this is for Libra, for April. Animal totem. Turtle. I love turtle. We're on Turtle Island too, but if you didn't know, well, I am. And not everybody that's watching this is in America, but North America is Turtle Island. Gaia, Pachamama, Great Mother, ancient remnant of a bygone era. Knowledge of the ancestors, deliberate, slow, and steady movement. That's kind of Temperance too, slow and steady. That's the Hermit too. It's like, don't rush. I think you just kind of got to go with the flow, and this is definitely coming to you this month. The thing about the turtle is one of the things about the turtle is that it's a land and water both. it inhabits two realms here. And this is another thing of the temperance. It's like there's two different things going on, and yet it's united into one. It's blending into one. So I feel like that's important for you, and that could be applied in a lot of different ways. With all this spiritual guidance and everything, I almost want to say it's you, because Scorpios, you guys are pretty psychic. I mean, Libra, too. You're Libra, I'm sorry. I know you're Libra, don't freak out. But I feel with that full moon that you could be pretty psychic this month. That's what I was trying to say. Actually, I'm losing my bracelet, too. I feel like this month with that full moon, like you could get some psychic and downloads. When the full moon's in your sign, you totally can. And you should totally be paying attention to your dreams around that time when those full moons come up. Especially when it's in your sign, because you could have illumination, you could have something come your way. And that sort of, this psychic spiritual is kind of being in two places at once. And even the scales of justice, the Libra, which is that's your, I was going to say sigil, but it's actually your, well, they want me to say sigil, and I'm not even sure what that's about. It has something to do with the knights and stuff. I don't even know what it is. I'm going to start looking this stuff up now, because these things come through and I'm just like, I don't look them up and then I don't know what the heck it is. Sigil. But that's your, your visual representation, your icon, I guess you could call it. There's a word for it, and I do know the word, but it's not coming to me at the moment. The official quality or good. Anti-counterfeiting. Well, maybe that might be a company. Maybe I should put sigil, oh, of course, it's not even the right word. Definition. Yeah, sigil. Definition. Not sigi. Sigil. Alright, well, if I can't get this in a minute, I'll get off of it. I don't want to waste your reading, looking up stupid stuff on the internet. Sigil. Well, it's not coming up. So if somebody knows, I thought it had to do with like knights in shining armor or something. That word came through. And it's not a word that I would normally use. I'm not even sure what it means, so that's not a word I usually use. You guys are usually real into vocabulary. You guys, most Libras have a really good vocabulary and are very well read, so I'm sure you would know. But what it's reminding me of is those scales, and of course you know that Libra, that's the symbol for the scales, and that's like balance of two things too. Like this is the balance of two things, and the turtle balances life on earth with life on water, and I don't know, there's just something in there. Okay, Libras, hey, thank you guys so much for everything you do. If you do want to specifically learn about love readings for this month, head on over to Vimeo. I got you get like 2 readings in one for $2 and something. I'm using the Aquarian Tarot on that. These are, of course, my own decks that I use here. And if you want to find out how to get a reading from me, or how to get these decks to work with on your own, please head over to my website, which you can find up in that little circle up in the right hand corner, the eye in the sky, or in this description below. Thank you everybody for subscribing, liking, and sharing everything you do to help promote the channel and my website and everything. It's oh so appreciated, especially the donations, which keeps it free. You can either donate through Patreon or PayPal, whatever you prefer, but it's all appreciated. Have a great month of April. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.